Are you building a Warhammer mini for the first time? Join the club. And yes, I am a filthy heretic. I was pretty confused when I started building, so I wanted to make a video dumbing down the process and share some useful tips. First page explains how different colors indicate different variants you can build, meaning stick with blue if you want to build blue, or green if you want to build green. Just make sure you decide which variant you want to build carefully, because they are being glued together. So for the first example, this is mini number 3, step A, and these next pieces in the yellow box we get to pick blue or green. Also, those little black numbers are where they are on the sprues. On the next page we have another yellow box with 3 shields. These labels and boxes indicate you can choose which of these weapons you want, which of these heads you want, and which of these backpacks you want. Continuing to follow the blue path, or 3A through D, you'll end up with something like this. Now if you want to follow the variant path, 3A, E through F, green, you'll still start with 3A, but then follow the green path, E through F. Another good example of a mini with different variants is mini number 5. It has a variant weapon and 2 variant builds. If you choose to build blue, you follow 5A, 5B, 5C. If you choose to build pink, you follow 5A, then 5D, E. And if you choose yellow, 5A, again, F, and G. Also, it's very important to know what your weapon stats are before choosing, since they're going to be played at the table. If you flip to the back of the booklet, there's a list of all the weapons and their stats. Let's say I chose number 8, the plasma pistol. I would check out its stats and see if that's the one I really want. This mini also gets a secondary weapon. Let's say I pick the chainsword. I'll look for the chainsword, number 9. And check out its stats to make sure that's the one I want. So let's build a mini together. We'll start with 6A through B, blue. So the first step, 6A, we need parts 1 and 2. Here's number 1. Trim with your clippers flat side against the piece you're cutting off. Now part number 2. Now that we have both pieces, it's time for the next step. We need number 3 and 131. Also, if you want to grab a base for your figure to stand on, you could do that too. Now that we're done with step 6A, it's time for us to choose a path, blue or green. We're going to go with the blue path, 6A through B. So for the next step, 6B, we need number 4 and piece number 5. Now we need the head, part number 1. Sometimes the number on the instructions doesn't match the number on the sprues. Here we have 119 instead of 1. If that happens, just look for the item that looks like the drawing in the instructions. Now we have the shoulder pads, 2A and 2B. So we flip back to the first page and we get to choose any of 2A and any of 2B. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, it's whatever you want. Now that we have all the pieces of the mini cut out, we could use an X-Acto knife and some sort of file to get off all that extra plastic. You want to go through each piece and identify where it is you need to cut. Some sort of magnifying glass can help a lot with this step. You want to carefully use the X-Acto knife to get any big parts of plastic off, and once most of that excess is off, you could just sand the rest of it down. Once we have all the pieces cut and sanded, it's time for glue. For this I used Testors liquid cement for plastic. So for step 1, 6A, we're going to glue pieces 1 and 2 together. You want to put the pieces together without any glue first, just to test it out and to get used to where you need to slot them in. Now you're going to add just a tiny bit of glue to the base piece and hold the pieces together. And there you have it, first 2 pieces glued. From what we went over earlier, you should be able to follow the instructions step by step now. Glue all the pieces together and you should have a nicely polished and built mini. From Shame and Shadow Recast and Black and Gold Reborn. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and follow.